Okay, so let's talk about the folder that we're getting ready to make right now. I filmed this folder start to finish, but I filmed the wrong dimensions. So I'm filming this over again, and I'm going to try to be really careful to show you guys exactly what to do. So I'm sorry this won't be exactly the start to finish, but it's going to be close, okay? So the first thing that I want you guys to do is I want you to get, I used navy blue cardstock, okay? And you're going to cut this cardstock 10 inches by 12 inches, okay? Now, once you get that scored 10 inches by 12 inches, on the 12-inch side here, you're going to need to score at 2 inches. And then you're going to need to score at 9 inches, okay? So make a score line at 2 inches and another score line at 9 inches. On this score line that you do of the 2 inches, you're going to round both of those corners. Okay. The next thing that you're going to do is you're going to find your patterned paper that looks like this. It's the white background that has the dots, okay? And you're going to cut one piece of 6 by 9 3/4 out of that patterned dot paper. And I'm going to show you on the finished piece. I left the Teresa Collins part, so I just put this in the cutter and cut it 6 inches by 9 3/4 inches this way. I left this. If you don't want to, cut this strip off and then cut it from there, okay? Alright, then you're going to need, out of this same dot paper, I flipped it over and used this side, okay? And I cut one piece right here in 1 1/4 inch wide by 9 1/2 inch. Let's just make sure I'm here. 1 1/4, 9 1/2. And you're going to round the edges off of 2 corners, okay? Okay, then you're going to need 1 6 1/2 in 9 3/4 cardstock. Okay, right here. Alright? 9 3/4 cardstock. Alright? Then you're going to need 1 3/4 by 9 1/2 inch cardstock strip. Okay? And it's going to look like this right here. And you're going to round the corners off of 1. Okay? So that is 1 3/4 by 9 1/2 in a cardstock. Then you're going to need, and I am going to show you this, you're going to need 5 inch by 6 inch cardstock in one color. So the first color that I'm going to use is pink. And I'm going to cut 5 inch, okay, by 6 inch, okay, alright, 5 inch by 6 inch, 5 inch by 6 inch, and you're going to need 5 of these right here, okay? And what you're going to do is that you're going to turn over on the 5 inch side. You're going to move it down to 4 1/2 inches, and then you're going to make a score line. Okay, so you're going to need, make sure I said that right, 5 sheets of 5 inch by 6 inch, score at 1/2 inch on the 5 inch side. Alright, then you're going to do the same exact thing, except you're going to need 4 of, and I'm going to use white, you're going to need 4 5 inch by 6 inch. And you're going to score a 1/2 inch on the 5-inch side. 4 of those. You're going to need, in the same color, you're going to need one 4.5 inch by 6 inch. Okay? And then you're going to want to take all these sheets that you just did, ink that, ink these 4 that you're going to need, and ink these 5 that you're going to need. So you'll need to ink all of your pieces that you're making for this particular project. Alright, then you're going to need, that's it. That's all you're going to need. And what you're going to do to put that together is, I'm going to show you step by step, okay? Alright. I hope that you can see this on the video. This is that piece of blue cardstock right here, okay? That piece of blue cardstock that we cut, 10 inch by 12 inch with the score line at 2 and 9, okay? 2 and 9, okay? You're going to fold that over the 2-inch side, okay? And you're going to go ahead and adhere the pattern paper to this side. And you can see there's a little bit of a blank spot here. We're going to decorate that later, okay? Do not adhere this yet. Do not adhere this yet. I will show you how to do that. Take on this blue side right here and put adhesive on this blue side here. And then take your piece of cardstock that you cut 6.5 by 9 3/4 inches and adhere that piece of cardstock to this blue piece of cardstock here that we have that way. So you're going to adhere this down, okay? Then you're going to go ahead and put your magnetic closure right here. If you're not using magnetic closure and you're using Velcro, you just skip this step. But you're going to put your magnetic closure right here, okay? And then you're going to close this. Okay, now this will not have any of this here, and it won't have this piece of paper here yet, okay? You're going to put this pink piece of paper over the magnet, put the other side of the magnet to that so that you can stick it down on that brown cardstock, okay? This is not here yet, so it's just the brown cardstock. You're going to take the magnet, stick it to this, and stick it down like so, okay? And when you lift it up, the other magnet's going to be stuck to this brown cardstock. Then you're going to take your sheet of pattern paper that you have in the dot paper that's 6 inch by 9 3/4 that has the Teresa Collins part, and you're going to stick that Teresa Collins part right down on top of this brown cardstock on the inside, okay? So once you've done that, this is not going to be here yet, but once you've done that, you're going to have this piece glued to this piece, and then this is going to be magnetic with the closure. And then I'm going to go ahead and show you how I did this, and I do have a step-by-step tutorial on that. So I hope that's clear enough for you guys. Let me know if you have any questions, and we'll move on from here. Now what we're going to start doing next is working on these waterfall pieces, okay? 4.5 by 6 that's just plain. We're going to put adhesive all over that. And we're going to get ready to stick that down. There we go. Alright. I'm going to go ahead and stick that down. Right about there. I wanted about 1/2 inch from the bottom. Okay. Now, we're going to take one of these pink pieces that we have scored at the top that we put the score tape on. We're going to pull the score tape off. And we're going to very carefully line this up with the top of the scored piece pointing down so that when it attaches it looks just like that. Okay? Just like that. Now we're going to take a white piece. Okay, and we're going to do the same thing. I'm going to very carefully line it up, lay it down. Now we're going to go for a pink one. And we're going to do exactly, we're just going to repeat this process. Line it up and put it down. And we're just going to rotate these until we get to the very end. Just being careful as we go along to make sure that they are properly lined up so that they look nice and neat. I'm going to go for a pink one. And I think I forgot to put the ink and such on that one. So let me do that real quick. There we go. And voila, we are done. So there